Hey guys, today I'm going to be making a video that someone had suggested in my bank video, and the suggestion was that I should make a, sort of tips and tricks guide for new players, and since Ataraxia has some pretty unique features to it, I figured it would be a pretty good idea to put out a video like that. There's going to be a few things I'm going to go over, so hopefully the video doesn't get too long, so we're just going to jump right into it right away. So the first suggestion I would make to new players is dailies. So what do dailies consist of? Dailies consist of voting, divination locations, and your ports. If you're going to start a new account, and hopefully you're going to make this a legendary account, you're going to want to level up your divination and your crafting and smithing and one other skill to at least 80, so that you can start, benefiting really well from ports and divination locations. And along with that, you're going to want to be voting every day. Voting is really powerful on Ataraxia. The way they incentivize players to vote is by giving, access to donor objects and bonus experience if you just, or not even bonus, double experience if you decide to be a, like a legendary player or somebody who goes for XP. It's something that's really worthwhile. I believe you get like an hour of double experience and an hour of access to member objects or donor objects. So it's definitely something I recommend doing. So depending on how hardcore you're trying to get into the game, what I personally do when I log in is I log in all 3 of my accounts. I set a timer for 12 hours, and I'll go vote, do my ports, pop my legendary wisdom aura, pop 6 vote books, or books of knowledge, and I'll start my timer and go do my divination location. So this will give you, 12 hours of playtime, which is considered your daily, because most people, only play for 12 hours or even less than 12 hours. So that's what I would do. I would log in, vote, ports, 6 books, divination, legendary aura, and start your timer. So that's definitely the first piece of advice I'd give players. The second piece of advice I'd give players, and it's something I get, asked a lot, is, or even everyone gets asked a lot, what mode should I play? There's these 4 modes, what mode should I play, what's the reasons? If you plan on going for comp cape, do not waste your fucking time. Go legendary every single time. You're going to be that guy that goes novice, that wants to go comp cape, and then realizes they has to do 5 to 25k actions depending on what skill they have to do, and then realizes they're going to go way over the 99 or the 120 XP cap just because they want to get comp cape, and it's just going to be a waste of fucking time. Go legendary, get the bonus drop rate, it's worth it, trust me. If you take a novice account and compare it to a legendary account and you have 10k kills of the exact same creature, that legendary player is always going to have way more drops. It's always worth it. And for what it's worth, I believe the top 10 richest players on the server are all legendary. Now I don't know if it's because the legendary players tend to play harder and longer, or if because it's the drop rate bonus, but either way, that's just the fact of the matter. I would say that the top 10 richest players are all legendary or at least expert players. Another thing is the donation meta. There's tons of perks on Ataraxia, right? Ataraxia doesn't sell actual items, and they don't sell like mystery boxes and shit like that, but they do sell perks that give you, perks in game that assist you in your journey of playing the game. But there's tons of perks, so what I would do personally is I would talk to an experienced player and just ask them for advice on what they think that they should get first. Most people would probably give the same answer with like drop catcher and stuff like that. Personally, I would say, drop catcher, pet, tier 3 overload perk, and herbivore, and probably key expert as well. But those are pretty much what you want to get first. But then there's tons of more perks, so we kind of go down the list from there. I can make a guide on it later if people really want to, because there's so many perks. But yeah, it's just something that should probably be discussed. And just so people don't get kind of turned off about Ataraxia's donation system, there are multiple avenues to reaching high donor ranks on the server. There's been several players on the server who have achieved master rank, which is $1,000, without donating a single dollar. You can donate with real life currency. You can buy dollars in game for in-game currency, which is, I believe it's like $1 equals 80 mil or something like that. Or with the introduction of non-tradable vote dollars, you can vote, and I think it's 15 vote points equals $1, and I believe Jademo said something like 311 days equals max donor rank, and that's if you're voting twice a day. So donating is definitely achievable. Whether you see the servers pay to win or not, there's at least 3 avenues currently to achieve master rank and stuff. So don't be turned off by that. think the last suggestion I would make is making alts. There's two ways to go about making alts, right? So there's the money investment tryhard method, which is what I do. You go legendary, you get platinum or diamond, and then you just go fucking smash creatures, right? There you go. The reason you always go legendary on these accounts, by the way, is because through farming creatures, like you say, I have 93k Ganodermic Beast kills, 20k Dark Beast, and I have way fucking more than this, KC wise. Is because you're gonna get so many fucking effigies through mob farming that you can just max your legendary in one weekend just through effigies. So always go legendary and get your platinum zone, blah blah whatever. If you want a cheaper alternative, there's definitely a choice. Personally, what I would recommend is that you go novice and you get a character that's full Bandos, Dragon Halbert, like full non-degradable basically, and just go camp the fuck out of Soph Dungeon with Tier 3 Overload and Herbivore. It's $25 for that, and I mean even without it you can still do it, but it's small investment, $25 for an alt. You can just go camp them, and you don't need diamond, you don't need drop catch or anything like that, because the chest automatically loots things for you, and drop rate bonus isn't applied to chests, so you don't lose anything by not going novice. So that's like the cheaper way about it, or the less tryhard way about it. And making ults is basically a must. If you're not ulting, you're just not trying, in my opinion. And I think the last piece of advice I'd give to people is get yourself in the community and get yourself intertwined with them. Ataraxia has had a ton of players come through it, but there's been very loyal players who have stuck here for a really long time. That being said, it makes it so that players are really tight-knit to each other, and it's a very friendly community as well. If you come into the server as a toxic piece of shit, one player's gonna have a bad experience with you, they're gonna tell their friends, and before you know it, you're the toxic asshole of the server that no one wants to trade with, no one wants to boss with, no one wants to deal with. And being a part of this community is gonna help you progress, whether we have people wanting to boss with you, being friendly with you, wanting to trade with you, maybe giving you free stuff, is something that's really important on Ataraxia specifically. I know other servers might not be the same way, but for this server, it is true, and it is a genuine tip. Become a part of the community and don't be a toxic person. It will honestly help you in the long run. So, that's pretty much it for tips and tricks. If you guys were looking for something a little bit different, give me some suggestions on what you want me to talk about specifically. If you do want a video guide on like the donation meta, I can also make one of those too, but just kind of let me know. Go ahead and like the video, leave a comment, subscribe, the gist. I'll see you guys around. Thanks for stopping by.